Hello everyone, and we're again together having fun. Today, Kat had a third experience with ice bath, and my question would be, when you came to me first time, not talking about the ice bath, what kind of expectation you had, and what was unexpected, and so what really happened to change your life?
So I'll talk about my experience before I met you and reaching out for breath work, and then I'll talk about ice as well a little bit.
Okay.
I have to say that I don't think I had expectations. I really did not know what to expect. The reason I reached out to you is because I saw one of your videos where you talked about feeling like you don't need drugs, you don't need anything outside of yourself to feel euphoria, or to feel like you're in a different zone. Basically to be in touch with your body,
Right.
and to be able to regulate stress.
And you tried it all before me.
Well, I've tried meditation, even guided meditation was a challenge. I would say it was always frustrating for me to, like when you want to feel like, especially when you're used to being a good girl. I'm growing up, I was always a good girl. I wanted to do the right thing, so I was like, okay, if I meditate this way, I'm sure it'll work. And then when nothing changes inside, I wanted to, like, really badly, but it doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very frustrating when it's like, I think I'm doing it the right way, but it's like I can't control it. So I think that reaching out to you was important for me because I felt like I needed a guide. So because you offer a guided experience, that makes a big difference. So it made me feel like I couldn't really like that I would know what to do because you would guide me. And then secondly, I thought breath work was going to be like, take a deep breath, close your eyes, imagine something. I was thinking along those lines. It was not that way at all. It was much more intense, rigorous, very, very physically challenging.
Well, it sounds to me that you were looking for condition that you can actually handle any situation without asking for any help. You needed some guidance to learn how to be free independently without depending on anyone.
I think,
is it right?
Well, I think it's a little bit deeper. I think when people search for any kind of therapy, they just want to feel better. You know what I mean? Like they just want to feel better. And that's what I mean. Is like when I saw your video, you said that I remember you were sitting, you were like,
I was in a Yellowstone on the mountain.
You were in the park, or out in nature,
Raining,
and it was raining, and you were sitting like covered with, because people often will, they will allow the outside weather, other people, stress to affect them, and watching you, nothing, it just seemed like you just looked blissful, and I was like, how do you get to that point where you feel that way?
So that's
blissful.
what got
You, the way you described it was just like, oh, it's like, like when you're watching somebody cook this beautiful meal and you're like, I'm going to the store, I'm going to shop, and I'm just going to buy the same thing, I'm just going to prepare it right now because it looks so good, like you just want to eat it. That's how it felt to me. It was just like, I don't know how to do that. I want to do that.
Okay.
So
you came. Then, what surprised you? What shocked you the most? What was the most unexpected?
I wanted to run away immediately as soon as I started.
What was so scary?
I mean, I started freaking out. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like,
you mean the breathing?
The
moment was
breathing,
too
yeah,
much for
yeah.
you.
No, you weren't scary, but I was like, ah!
Okay.
But I started panicking because I'm so used to being in control.
Right.
My head was telling me you're dying.
Right.
You're suffocating. You can't breathe. I started feeling lightheaded, and I've also gone through a lot of physical challenges in my life. I've had two surgeries on my body. Coming out of the surgery was always very, very difficult for me, and it brought me back to that place where it's not in my body's not in my control. I can't regulate.
And right here, I want to tell for people who are listening, most of the time we're not even aware that feeling control. I want to feel control. What hidden behind it is fear. When we try to control things, it's fear of unknown. And we try to control, but the truth is there's nothing we can control. The only thing we can control is how we respond to what's happening. So at the moment we accept the fact that we have no control, and we're open towards whatever universe or flow brings us, that's the moment of the freedom. When we stop expecting something from outside, but we're very comfortable with, oh, I know how to handle this inside of me. So that I wanted to have control.
Yeah.
And now you're losing control, and that's what breath work does, because you're understanding your body does stuff that I have no clue what's going on.
I have to say two things that came up for me that are very important for people who've never done it before to understand what happens. The work that you do, I'm gonna mention just two things that you do, which is breath work and then ice plunges that I just did. They both, what they have in common is that they force you to detach your brain from your body. Like your brain that tells you everything is dangerous, everything is scary, you might die. Like literally your brain is constantly telling you might die. Don't go there because that person might hurt
you don't know what's waiting.
You might die. You don't know what's around the corner. Like everything, and it's fine. That's what saves you from doing stupid things,
Jumping from the
but
cliff.
that's why working with someone like you, what you have is experience. You went through it yourself, and you have the confidence and you have the knowledge. So trusting that kind of a guide is very important, because then I felt like I could let go. Like I wouldn't be able to do it on my own. I wouldn't be able to just
that's hard to do.
you know,
by
like I'm not.
yourself.
I would just stop.
You know, I would like to mention, like, thank you. It means a lot that one person like you feels that way about my practices I'm offering. But I would say, when you came with your son, you cannot take 12 or 11 years old boy and go through this radical experience. So I was going through quite a soft art therapy. It wasn't even neurographica, but the person, the teenager who wants to be right all the time and gives you all these proper answers framed right, like whatever is society expecting, you're seeing this stamp on it, right? And then you play with art with them, and ends up, remember the box I gave him? So I'm like, put inside of the box whatever feels inside, and put outside. So he's having all this colorful stuff outside, and inside it's like dark, black. And then he changed his mind. He started to do some sparkly things. And then he forgot that he has to be right. He started to be very honest. He started to unfold and open up. So there are a lot of approaches. You don't have to go through very radical things right away. Depends on the age, depends on what level are you. What really is important is to try new things. Unless we try, because your brain goes, oh, it's stupid, doesn't make any sense. And we shut down, we don't try. Guess what? If my today, I live exactly the way I left my yesterday, my tomorrow will be exactly the way I had yesterday. So just try new things. Yes, sorry.
No, I wanted to add really.